Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Well, a very unsurprising news, but important. Why unsurprising? Because this Tard said this before, and he said even worse things, which is unfortunately a senator, a U.S. senator, Lindsey Graham. He showed his true colors on many occasions, and at least what did it for me was when he said on two occasions that a president-elect of another country, we like it or not, Putin, should be taken out. That is being, somehow by his own people or whomever. Now, remember, this guy is a U.S. senator, one of the only 100 in Washington, D.C. So this is the level of our country. No, it's okay. What he said right now in this video, it's even worse than that. And if he has a problem with Putin, okay, he has a problem with Putin. Remember, Putin was elected by tens of millions of people. This guy was elected about, what, 4 million or something? Anyway, better than nothing, right? That's why we like the democratic system, because people like Lindsey Graham or like Putin get elected, or like Zelensky, or like Biden. All these guys, right? So I have here two articles, one coming from Reuters, and the Reuters will tell us what this guy said, and then I will have another article where I have the video of this guy saying it. So let's start with the, as I said, Reuters. Well, where are you? Right here. Ram pam pam. Here you go. Russia condemns U.S. Senator Graham's comments on the death of Russians. So this guy has a problem with the Russians per se. Now you would call that racism, you would call that xenophobia, you would call it everything if it goes, you know what I mean. But anyway, let's see what's going on here. So this is the weasel right here. He's in Kiev. Jesus Christ. Moscow, right, and Washington. Russia on Sunday condemned U.S. Senator Lindsey Graham for telling President Zelensky during a visit to Kiev that U.S. support for Ukraine was the best money Washington had ever spent, and that, and I'm quoting, the Russians are dying. And I have also the video for that. At the meeting on Friday, Zelensky told Graham that now we are free, end quote, and I'm quoting, and the Russians are dying, end quote. Graham said, according to a video supplied by the Ukrainian Presidential Press Service. They could have cut that, the Ukrainians, but they didn't. Why? Because they're bragging about it. We got the Americans right here, so they did it, no problem. In the next part of the video edit, Graham said with a smile, "It's the best money we've ever spent," end quote. All right, now, let's go to the video, all right, shall we? It's right here. And this is an article coming and says appears. Lindsey Graham appears. All right, let's see how he appears. I haven't listened to this one again, so let's put it on the volume and see if you can listen to it. 3, 2, 1.
Yes, and we will be. And the Russians are dying. It's the best money we've ever spent. Thank you.
I'm going back.
Yes, and we will be. And the Russians are dying. It's the best money we've ever spent. Thank you. Yes, and we will be. And the Russians are dying. It's the best money we've ever spent. Thank you. Now we're on 4. Let's see. This is.
Is he shaving? Is she shaving? Or is she's not shaving, is she? There's Yermak. What the fuck is all that on his... What the hell is that? Yermak and Zelensky. Hey, where is Reznikov and what's his name? Zhmihal. The 4 little pigs right there with this guy right here. Again, last time.
Yes, and we will be. And the Russians are dying. It's the best money we've ever spent.
All right, well, however you take it out of context or not, it is what it is. So let's go back to this article now, this one right here. And the Russians, I would say, for good reason, blame that on these guys' intelligence, and I don't even know what to say. This is so embarrassing. Maybe not embarrassing, because the embarrassing is when you expect something else And I personally did not expect anything out of Zelensky either, but Lindsey Graham anyway. But to say like that, to say such a thing, that's, I think it's, and then they say, hey, Putin said that, or Lavrov said that. Nothing even close to what this guy said. But anyway, that's my assessment. Let's go back to the article. And it says the Ukrainian president's office did not immediately reply on Sunday to a request for a full transcript of Graham's remarks at the meeting. Russia condemned Graham's comments. And I'm quoting, "It is difficult to imagine a greater shame for a country than having such senators." And quote, Kremlin spokesman Dmitry Peskov was quoted as saying by the short Telegram channel. Russian Security Council Deputy Chairman Medvedev called Graham, a 67-year-old Republican, an old fool. And I'm quoting, "The old fool Senator Lindsey Graham said that the United States has never spent money so successfully as on to murder of Russians," end quote, said Russian Secretary Deputy Council Deputy Chairman Dmitry Medvedev, and I'm quoting again, "He shouldn't have done that." Well, maybe it's okay saying it because it really shows who's who, what's what. I mean, I like, if you are an asshole, I want to see that straight to you, to my face. I don't like to, well, I'm a nice person, but act like a, at least if you're like that, say it. And I admire that to a certain extent. Because the problem here is that a certain country, only one country on this planet actually, does all kind of hanky-panky, the record shows, check the last 30 years, but wants to be called exceptional and fantastic. So it's like you have a rapist who's raping the victim, and he wants the victim to like it. And call the rapist, a very good love maker. Really? Yeah, that's exactly what these guys are demanding. So that's what bothers me more. At least, you say, I'm a thug, and I'm doing this, I'm doing that. All right, at least you know who you are. You don't expect anybody else to consider you a, how should I put it, a refined man or sophisticated. But no, we are required to really say that, and we will be required to really believe it. Let's see, Medvedev has some more to say here. Graham said he had mentioned to Zelensky, and I'm quoting, that Ukraine has adopted the American mantra, live free or die, like you. Live free. I don't know when that was, maybe in, 1776 or something. It had been a good investment by the United States to help liberate Ukraine from Russian war criminals, again. And he added, and I'm quoting, Medvedev, if you want Russians to stop dying in Ukraine, withdraw. Stop the invasion, stop the war crime. The truth is that you and President Putin, he said, Putin could care less about Russian soldiers, he said. Ukrainian President advisor Podolyak said in Twitter comments on Sunday that the best investment the United States and the West could make was, and I'm quoting, in a complete and unconditional victory of Ukraine. These guys are just engaged in a group masturbation session. They're like in a group and they're all looking at one another and they start, do what they do best, spanking the, what. This is the level. Now, why would I, for instance, like to be, let's say, ruled by Graham? Look how he talks. Look how he behaves. I expected, at least when I was younger, that the U.S. senators are a little bit more refined, if you know what I mean. After all, they represent people, Americans. So if Americans elected this Graham for so many years, must be agreeing with what he says. That makes them obviously supporter of this guy. I'm assuming he's not saying all this kind of BS, even though I remember how he behaved with when Trump was president, and then again. But hey, he gets reelected and reelected. That means people like him. Well, free world, free people, free choice, elections and all that. Yeah, okay. And yeah, the best is investment. I don't think it's going to be a best investment for the For the three spheres would be best investment. One, for the military industrial complex, obviously that's a best investment. For the banking system, that's a best investment. Why? Because these guys don't produce anything and they have to borrow money to give them to the Ukrainians because they don't have it. They don't have it. And then the other thing is the energy sector. We're going to place sanctions on you. Therefore, less, less supply, more demand, or the same demand is going to increase the price. They can do whatever they want with their little caps and the sanctions. They shot themselves in the foot, and we'll see what's going on. And the problem is not them shot themselves because of their decisions. I am also hurt, but they do whatever they want. I didn't vote for Graham. I didn't vote for that. I didn't vote for that. And even if I voted, this is the democratic way. You vote one time, and they have 5 years, 4 years, 6 years, 2 years, depends on the mandate, to do whatever they want legally. And it seems like it's legal for Obama, for this semi-conscious president of the United States of America, Biden, to give billions of dollars just like that. How is this possible? How is this possible? Well, it is. In a democratic system, it is. But I don't think... Anyway, well, when you have the mass media, you have the politicians, you have the big business together, look for the definition for that. And you're going to find something that they accuse others of being. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just. Until this society and the elites, so-called, the guys in charge, don't change something, I'm talking about in the way of, in the culture, in a good way, this country will disintegrate. I mean, there's no way this country can stay together in this form. But maybe it's going to stay like others that stay like this. You have a small number of individuals who are at the top, living in gated communities with chichik arms guards, and the rest, us, like worms on a carcass. All right, well, thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.